A broker who manages property on behalf of an investor owner is the agent of the owner with an agent's responsibility of loyalty in maintaining, preserving, and enhancing the owner's investment in the property. Georgia does not require that a property manager be licensed as a real estate broker. However, if individuals or businesses in the state markets or advertises themselves as providing professional property management services, then those parties are required to be licensed as real estate brokers. So again, Georgia doesn't require you to be licensed to be a property manager, nor does Georgia require you to be licensed to be a leasing agent. The brokerage engagement between broker and property owner investor is not one of limited agency. As is the case when a broker is hired by a seller to just find a buyer for the property, or is hired by a buyer to find a property for them to purchase. Rather, the property management agreement is one of general agency, in which the broker is hired to represent and manage the owner's investment property for an ongoing period of time. And also, as a property manager, you wear multiple hats. You have to maintain the property, hire a staff, oversee the grounds, market, budget. You wear a lot of hats as a property manager, which is more related to general, okay? Investment in income producing property. Property management and brokerage engagement requirements. Property legal description. Here we go, legal description again, okay? That's important. Well, all of these are real estate contracts. Indicate all terms and conditions of the management engagement, including beginning and end date of employment. So you want to make sure your duties and responsibilities are highlighted in your agreement with the property owner, investor, okay? And that there is also, like most of the contracts we've discussed, a start and an end date. Timeframes for broker forwarding property income to owner, as well as statements accounting for such income and related property expenses. Compensation policy as to how broker property manager will be paid. So again, goes back to general agency and wearing a lot of hats. You notice property managers are responsible for income, accounting for the income as it relates to the property that they're managing, as well as the compensation to be paid. Provide terms and conditions under which engagements may be terminated by either party. That's important in a brokerage agreement because you need to know, what if I wanted to end this before my term was over? How do I terminate it? Is going through the period, the start and the end date, the only way that I can terminate the agreement? Signature of broker and owners or respective authorized agent. As with most contracts, real estate contracts, signatures are required for not only the broker, but the owners as well. Primary responsibilities and functions of the property manager. Create management plan to help owner achieve investment goals and to maximize property's income through knowledge of the rental area's market rents, as well as amenities offered by competing properties in that area. Why is that important? Well, the goal of the owner of that property is, what am I going to make? Okay, the property is an investment for the owner. Okay, the owner's goal is to maximize the money that they've spent on the property and put into the property. Okay, so I would have to create that management plan to see how I would go about achieving that goal. Establish operation budget and sending related financial reports and profit loss statements to the owner at agreed upon times and intervals. Yes, the property owner would want to have, as a property manager, you would of course need the financials, okay? The budget, what's coming in, what's going out. And as the owner, I would want regular reports on what's going on. Am I losing money? Am I gaining money? That's important to a property owner. Keeping property in good condition through ongoing corrective and preventative maintenance. That's, of course, very important because you want to maintain the property. Keep it up to date, okay? Preventative measures. Make sure that the paint isn't peeling, that I'm continuing to pressure wash, that I'm doing routine checks on the HVAC systems and the plumbing. Corrective. If the paint is peeling, how do I correct that? If the stairs or the rails are loose on the stairwells, how do I correct that? Promoting the property to prospective renters and following fair housing guidelines and selection of tenants. Again, here's fair housing. That protective class is important, okay? And promoting the property to prospective tenants, I need to market it. I need to look at my competition around me that has comparable units so that I can market to prospective tenants. Negotiating leases with tenants and establishing tenant criteria policy with regard to credit standing and references and subsequent collecting of rents. All of it is important as a property manager. Lease negotiations, that's definitely important. How long? Are you going to do a 1 year or 2 year lease? This is benefit you a 2 year. This is what you get 1 year. Okay. This is how you establish, your credit score needs to be at this point. Your income needs to be here. You have to know if they have the financial ability and credit standing to rent a unit in this facility. Establish procedures for depositing prepaid rents and security deposits in trust accounts if held by the broker. Reconciling accounts frequently to ensure that these trust account statements, balances are equal to the actual funds deposited into these accounts. In real estate, reconciliation is important, okay? You would need to reconcile what's shown on paper as opposed to what's actually in the accounts. Ensure that the property is covered with adequate insurance if authorized to do so in the management agreement plan. Primary types of insurance might include the following: fire and hazard, casualty, coverage against theft, vandalism, and machinery damage, general liability for property injuries, surety bonds covers owners' financial loss resulting from employees' negligence and criminal acts. All of those forms of insurance are necessary for property owners to have and property managers to oversee if that is one of their duties. If a property is sold, the property management broker engagement is terminated. If the new owner of the property wishes to retain the same brokerage firm for property management, a new brokerage agreement must be signed. So if the owner sells the property, that ends your relationship, your agency relationship, your agreement with the property owner.